We need to talk about more essential 3DS games. Let's get into it! Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. It's Ty here, and today, okay, a few days ago I made a video called the 10 essential 3DS games for the Nintendo 3DS. That is definitely not what I titled the video, but it was something like that. And I got a lot of, well, I got a good amount of people saying like their own personal list or games that should have been on this list, and a lot of them I agreed with definitely deserve a place. I mean, but problem, it was only 10 long, and I thought, you know, looking through it, like a lot of them were kind of similar, and there was a couple I would have liked to actually put on the list as well. And it's like, why didn't you put it on? You made the list. I don't know. I don't know. Don't ask me questions like that. It's too complex. But yeah, today we're going to go over 5 more essential 3DS games. If you haven't seen the other one, go check it out. I probably put it as the I card somewhere up here during this video. So yeah, definitely recommend checking that out, especially if you're new to the 3DS or maybe you're an experienced 3DS player. I don't really think a lot of it is too uncommon. A couple things were, if I remember correctly. So yeah, let's just get it right into it. This isn't in any particular order, you know. I'm not saying this game is better than this. These are just 3DS unique experiences where I don't think you can get the experience elsewhere, but a lot of people's memories for these are on 3DS. Alright, but at number 5 here is a game I saw on one person's list, and I haven't seen a ton of people talk about it. I have one friend who is like absolutely in love with this game. This game is Stella Glow. Stella Glow is a turn-based RPG tactics game. It's by Atlas, and well, it's actually published by Atlas, I believe. The studio that developed it actually sadly has gone bankrupt, or at least closed its doors. I can't really speak on the game too much outside of like the very little I know about it. I would love to play it. The art style is great. If you love colorful character designs, and what I mean by colorful, I mean like we got characters wearing like lime green and yellow, and it's just, I mean, like it's a fantasy game with a lot of vibrant colors in the art style. The gameplay looks pretty good. I mean, if you like Fire Emblem, it looks like something you'd like. If you like Pokemon Conquest, that's what it really reminds me of. I'm sure Pokemon Conquest, like in terms of the battlefield being like a square, and you kind of get like a angle downwards towards it. I don't know how to explain it too much, but it looks fun. If you like, I guess, I try to use this lightly, but like anime aesthetic vibes. I feel like that it fits appropriately here. I was trying to think. It does actually remind me of an anime, kind of, some of the character designs. I don't know, Konosuba, if you like Konosuba. A lot of the character designs kind of give me that vibe, and I really like it in terms of the color, and like it looked like it had some like mages. I don't know. I recommend checking it out. I have a picture here, actually. Probably. I totally forgot. I don't know why I'm explaining it. You definitely can see it. But at number 4 here, we got Ever Oasis. This is a game people are telling me to play, and it's like, I actually do own it now. I will get to it eventually, I promise. I pinky promise. Reach into the camera, everyone. Pinky promise. I will try it eventually. This game is like, from what I understand, this game is kind of it's a town building RPG. The art style, it's like, it looks very chibi if you like chibi design. It sounds like Animal Crossing for RPG lovers out there. This series is probably not going to be put anywhere else. Apparently there's rumors that it was going to come to the Switch. That was a while ago, and we're still here without a Switch version, so I don't know. And this is a Nintendo published game. If you're into playing Nintendo published games, I do think this franchise is probably pretty dead in the water, so it's gonna probably just be only on 3DS. So if you like Animal Crossing and like RPGs, this is probably a pretty good hybrid. This is also something I haven't played, but I'm just trying to relay the message out there, get other people maybe to go take a deeper look into it, because I'm not going to sit here and talk about a game that I haven't really played. I can do research, but I can only do so much research to the point where it's like I feel like I'm just lying and saying my own game experience when I haven't played it. Number 3 here. This was like on pretty much anybody who wrote a list, anybody asking like why wasn't this on the list. I put them both here, so I guess really you're getting 6 games today. Majora's Mask and Ocarina of Time 3DS remakes. I almost put them on the list originally. I got one comment, and no disrespect at all. I actually really do appreciate the feedback talking about that I should have replaced this instead of Triforce Heroes. And I just kind of want to justify, you know, the last video and this video isn't like the best 3DS games. I put Fire Emblem Awakening on there. I like Fire Emblem Awakening. I think Echoes is probably like definitively better in a lot of ways, but I do think Awakening is a more classical experience. And I put Triforce Heroes on there because it's a very unique game and really something you can only get on 3DS. And I was like, well, you can play these on Nintendo 64, and if you had them on, I think you can get them on like the Wii U eShop and probably the Wii eShop or the Wii Shop. And I sat back and thought about it. I was like, you know, these remakes are probably going to stay locked here for a while until we just get new versions of them. Honestly, I'll be pretty surprised. I'm not against it. I definitely would not be against a big Zelda collection hitting the Switch, but I do think these experiences will be probably stuck on here. They definitely do have quality of life changes. And one thing, this is something on Majora's Mask, I really love the instruments. You can play all these instruments, not just the ocarina, and that's really cool. It's really cool to me. But I was just thinking, you know, this is although this is something other people have definitely played before, the idea, like, to me, is that this was the first way people played this game also. You know, a lot of people played it for the first time on a Nintendo 64 when it came out, and probably on the Wii and GameCube, I guess, because I believe on that Zelda collection on the GameCube. But this was also a lot of people's first experience with it. I mean, Ocarina of Time, I think, is rated the best 3DS game, which I would kind of debate. Not saying Ocarina of Time is bad, but it's not like the story-wise and the world and all the characters aren't new, but it is a very good-looking 3DS game and a very nice-looking remake. I would say it's one of those cases where, dang, this could have been on the like Wii U, you know, and look a lot better, but you know, sales-wise, well, actually, I think Ocarina of Time 3D, I want to say it came out before the Wii U. Could be wrong. Don't quote me on that. I kind of want to say it probably was at least developed with a 3DS in mind before the Wii U was a failure. I don't know when all these games came out off the top of my head. I know Majora's Mask definitely was post Wii U. Pretty sure. It's hard to get it all. Like, Wii U had a short life, so to me at least. So I don't know where the games fall sometimes, but I do think it'd be really cool to see this on another console in the future, just to see it not look in that crisp 3DS quality. Though the models are great, the world looks a lot better. I think this would be a much better way of playing it than on the N64. I don't really think they're that good looking. I'm sure at the time it was amazing, but I don't really find them that visually pleasing. So at number 2 here, we got Tomodachi Life. This was another game. Someone in the comments was like, why is this not on here? I'm like, honestly, I almost put it on. I just didn't. Why I didn't? This is going to sound dumb, but I know they're not the same games, but Miitopia's on the Switch, and I was like, you can kind of get the experience, but in reality, they are not the same games. Tomodachi Life is more like The Sims, I guess. Not in the whole... It's not as deep as The Sims. But it is a simulation of watching people grow and do things, so take that as you will. They're Miis. Miis are very funny looking. You can make them look even funnier. watching him, I mean, there's this thing I remember where you can make them sing, and like I think you enter the words, and it's just so bad. It's like a text to speech, and no, it never sounds very good, honestly. I don't know. Tomodachi Life is an experience that's still actually locked to the 3DS, though. Technically, the DS in Japan, which I did not know about until like a few months ago, it was on the DS. It's actually a port. It's not even a 3DS experience. Oh no, we're getting ripped off, everyone. No, but if you like games where you kind of mess around, something to play for a little bit, this is definitely for you. If you like games with like no real objective. There's a Nintendo Selects version, there's a normal version, so this game is plentiful if you want to get a physical copy. I know a lot of you out there are physical collectors. Number one here, this is the one I picked. This is the one I kind of regret not actually having on the other one, but Yokai Watch. Yokai Watch is technically also not a 3DS only experience, and that's probably part of why I didn't put it on the other essentials list. This essentials list is pretty much almost all things you could kind of get elsewhere. This Yokai Watch is an interesting case because in Japan they got three Switch games: Yokai Watch 4, Yokai Watch Academy, and Yokai Watch 1 like remastered. I put Yokai Watch on here because it is probably one of the most ambitious like franchises to be on the 3DS. I think it had so much potential. I made a video like kind of talking about what went wrong, why Yokai Watch failed in the West, because it did really well in Japan for a good amount of time. I mean, there's no other real 3DS franchise that, you know, it had an anime, toys, manga, which I learned that actually we did get here in the West. I mean, those are like the big three things to making a huge franchise. No game was making an IP like that, and I think at least here for us Westerners, this game really did live and die on the 3DS. So I kind of think for a lot of people watching this video in the West, it is a 3DS experience for us only. You can get it on the eShop, obviously, the Japanese eShop on the Switch, but pretty much lived and died on the 3DS. The Switch version, or excuse me, the 3DS version of this game is, I've never finished it. I know, everyone's gonna be booing me. I've never finished it, however, I like it. I do like it. I've started replaying it, you know, I started replaying it. I might stream it. I might do a new file and just stream it. I've kind of figured out something potentially here. It is not Pokemon. This is a different, you know, if you like the collecting aspect, and if you like weird creatures like Pokemon, you know, that would be something for you. It has a different battle style, has a different way of catching the things, has a different overall story. It's a lot more realistic than, I'm not saying this is like real world problems, but more like it's a lot more condensed in terms of the world rather than Pokemon, where it's like you build your way up to being a champion of the region. This is nothing like that. But why it's an essential 3DS game, going back a little, got a little tangent there. It's just a franchise that I think will be associated a lot with 3DS. I think when people look back on franchises that were exclusive to 3DS, you know, I think this will get mentioned a lot, even though technically it's not. This will be associated with 3DS heavily, and I think people should be open to trying more new things, and not judging a book by its cover. And sadly, a lot of people, honestly myself included, fell for the whole idea that this was Pokemon 2, a Pokemon clone. It's no one's fault. But I digress. There you go, you guys go. Those are 5 more essential 3DS games. You know, if you got more, feel free to leave them comments below, but I'm kind of done with the essential 3DS games. I think this list of 15 is pretty good where it stands. Obviously, there are tons of other great 3DS games out there, and if you like another type of 3DS list, let me know in the comments below. I'm definitely open to making another type of list. find another synonym for essential, call it the most necessary 3DS games. No, but anyways, guys, thank you so much for sticking to this video. I really appreciate it. As you know, I always got to get back to Mashi Monsters, Moshling's theme park. Would you believe me if I haven't started it yet? Before we go, though, I do want to say there's a Discord link in the description below, and a good amount of people have wanted a whole collection tour, and I threw that on accident. People have been wanting a collection tour, and I haven't given it to them. 1,000 subscribers. I know I'm getting ambitious here, but we are killing it lately, so I really appreciate that. 1,000 subscribers, and you get maybe a disappointing video or a video that you really like. But yeah, I'll do a tour. I'll do a tour of what I got. Anyways, take it easy, everyone. Until next time, try Yokai Watch.